Too lazy to look up dates for upcoming shows and get tickets at csmod.com? Well, then let me make it easy for you, little shaver. Catch Jay and Silent Bob's super groovy cartoon movie at the Baltimore Comic-Con on September 7th, the Tempe Improv in Tempe, Arizona on September 12th, and it's the Canadian premiere of Jay and Silent Bob's super groovy cartoon movie at the Montreal Comic-Con in Montreal, Quebec on September 14th. Show information and tickets at csmod.com. Hollywood Babylon continues to play to sold-out shows, so don't miss your chance to catch Ralph and Kevin at the Hollywood Improv on September 6th, September 13th, and September 27th. Ralph and Kevin also take Babylon the Road to the Prince Music Theater in Philadelphia, PA on November 1st. Get your tickets at csmod.com. Spend an evening with Kevin Smith at the Warner Theater in Torrington, Connecticut on September 21st, and join Comic Book Men's Brian Johnson as he takes the stage with Kevin at the Brea Improv on September 23rd with another live installment of Why Bry. For all these and all other upcoming showtimes and tickets, be sure to go to csmod.com. You can also get tickets on the go through your Apple iOS device with the new Smod Stop app that's free and available now.
Just went to jail, hashtag YOLO.
Now she sounds like a genius.
What does that mean? YOLO?
Too scarring.
Sure you don't want to save this for fucking why, Brian?
I was just gonna say.
Fuck you too.
Around. I didn't want that. I didn't want video, and I didn't want him like talking through it because I wanted to feel like I was alone. You know what I mean? Like how my uncle used to creep in.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. Back with the OG3. No Cell Volcano. Piping in. No Sunday Jeff. Forcing his opinion on us. Brad, Q, and Walt. That's it. Fat news, boys. Fat news.
Wow.
Right out of the gate.
Jesus Christ, you've been on top of this.
Boom, baba, boom, baba, boom, baba, boom.
Fat news. Ooh, chicken.
There's a show, it's called My Big Fat Revenge.
Okay.
And basically it seems that you have a person who's fat.
Okay.
And then somebody who made them feel bad about being fat.
Okay, of course.
And they go, I think it's like 3 months, and they lose weight, and then and then they come back and rub it in this person's face.
I mean, please tell me they find people who are absolutely indifferent to the change.
Well, the first guy, I couldn't even watch the whole thing.
Right.
The first girl was
loving it. They're like, all right.
Pretty much. I think it was Oxygen, the Oxygen Network.
I was gonna say, there's no way this is broadcast like fucking network TV.
No, this is a cable. It does seem like
a cable channel, right? No.
Yeah, it does seem like the cable channels will go after the lowest of the low reality shows, right? Like My Big Fat Revenge is like, okay, you got this white lady, she's fat, been fat since she was like 9. And you got a black lady, same story. And the way the show was structured was kind of weird because they show them fat and then they're like, they go to their boot camp or whatever for 3 months, and then they reveal themselves to their family and friends, and then they go and they get revenge on the person.
They could just take off work for 3 months with no problems?
I guess so.
Well, who said you don't have to not work? You still lose weight, can't you?
It looked like these guys were not working. I mean,
you're saying going to a camp. You're saying going to like a fat camp.
It was, I mean, I don't know if it was a camp. It didn't look like they were staying overnight, but they were doing lots of crazy exercises. Not your very general, like, treadmill and then weightlifting, all that kind of shit. Okay. It's like they have these giant ropes they're hauling around. There's like weird, strange exercises that you don't normally do. Suzanne, please. It's driving me crazy. Scrub-a-dub-dubbing over there. So the first lady, it's this white girl that once she trimmed down, like from the profile, she looked like Sandra Bullock a little bit. But one, she didn't slim down to the point where you're like, oh my God. Like she still had like thunder thighs. She's a pretty big girl still, you know?
All right.
And it's this Indian guy who was her boyfriend for 9 months. And she said that whenever, and the dude is like, he looks like he's anorexic, and he has this weird mop top do. Strange looking guy. I'll see if I can find a picture of him for you.
All right.
As we're talking. But I guess he was ashamed of going out with her because she's like, my whole life I would go online, go to dating sites, and then they would find out I was heavy and they wouldn't like me. So I found out.
Well, they wouldn't find out she was heavy until she showed up for the date.
Or like
that's on fucking her.
Yeah, I mean, I think it seemed more like it wasn't. The dating sites weren't fatty friendly. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, no shit, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you could just pick anybody you want out of a sea of people. You're not going to go for someone you find unattractive.
I hope that they have the picture of the guy because he was pretty awesome looking, strange looking dude.
Do they have
overweight
people dating sites?
I think so. She said it was like
there you go.
BBW, Big Beautiful Women website.
Okay.
And she was like, look, and you get it. Like, she's like, I wanted people to like me for me, not because I was thin.
Absolutely.
So this boyfriend that she had for a long time suddenly decided that he wanted a skinnier girl.
Right.
Wanted her to weigh around 110 and liked blondes. All right. She's heavy and she's dark haired.
Sure.
These are the two. Now this is a picture of her post.
Oh, she's kind of pretty.
Yeah, she is. She's a very pretty face.
Who's that fucking nerd?
That's the guy. That's the boyfriend. Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
All right.
So they set up this whole thing, and now having worked in TV, I don't know how the fuck they got this guy to sign off on this. But what happens is, I'm sorry. So he decides that he doesn't want to date her as she is. She said one time we're having sex in the daytime, and he goes, wow, it's bright in here. Then I guess the final straw was he calls her. He's all wasted.
What does that mean? It's bright in here.
Like I can actually see you. It's not dark. So I'm getting grossed out.
I thought he was talking like I thought he was making a full moon joke.
Yeah, it could go maybe all of the above.
He could be a comic genius.
All right.
He calls her and he's like, I'm really wasted. I can't drive. I need you to come get me. And it's like 45 minutes away.
They're responsible so far.
So when she gets there, he's like, and he gets in the car, he's like slumping down in his seat. And he's like, I don't want anyone to know that I'm with you. Like, I don't want anyone to see you.
Wow.
So she was like, that was the final straw. That embarrassed me, blah, blah, blah. So the setup is they bring him to a restaurant.
Why did she just roll him out of the car?
She did. She kicked him out of the car.
Oh, she did. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good.
But that wasn't good enough. Now she wants an apology.
Now she wants fat revenge.
Yeah, she wants her big fat revenge on him. So they set this up where it's at a restaurant, and he goes on a blind date with this woman who, big busted Australian woman, blonde hair, skinny.
Nice.
That's how he likes them.
With an accent too.
And she's making remarks to him.
She's an actress.
Yeah. Everyone in the restaurant's an actor.
That's how they got him. They probably told him he was on another show or something like that.
And then got him to sign. And then once he signed, there's nothing you can do.
Nah, and you're stuck in the middle
Well,
of it.
so you can say you're okay. So you can pretend to be another show.
You're going to be on Comic Book Man.
Well, you could say, I believe.
We can get like Christian Bale to sign on. He thinks he's going to be on Extreme Makeover, helping a family, and then he comes and he's actually doing Comic Book Man, and he would be okay. And that'd be
he's mocking Ming.
I think there are ways to legally get
Hoodwink
the
people.
laymen hoodwinked. I don't think Christian Bale's agents are going to let him get fat revenged.
Fat revenged.
Isn't that awful though? That there's these reality shows are preying on the layman,
Right.
and their desire to be on TV so badly that they're willing to be like, yeah, I'll sign off and make myself look like a fool by my girlfriend who wants revenge on me.
Fat revenge.
Yeah, he didn't know that he was getting fat revenge.
Right.
That was the thing.
So you believe it? So you believe he had no recourse? He had to sign off, and he didn't have his face blurred?
No.
I don't believe it's true at all.
Well, let me finish, because this may have you believe in it. Probably not, but so she starts making remarks, and then these two women come into the restaurant, and the blonde woman's like, "Oh my God, I know them. Don't let them see me with you." Like kind of doing it to him.
Okay.
So they come over and they're like, "Hey, blah, blah, blah. Who's this?" And, she's making remarks to him, and he's like, "Oh, I feel really insecure now." He said it a couple times. And then she says, "I'm going to go to the bathroom." She goes to the bathroom, and one of the women, the two friends from earlier, says, I don't know, whatever her name was, the blonde lady, just texted me. She said she's not going to come back. She just wanted me to let you know.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, "What? What do you mean?" And just as that happens, this lady, his ex-girlfriend, comes in, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "Well, I'm fat revenging you. Here's the story. You made me feel bad, and I want you to apologize." And he's like, it really did look like he's confused. Like, what the fuck is going on? And she's like, "It doesn't feel so good, does it? Blah, blah, blah." And like, as he's getting up, she's like, "No, apologize. And it just turns, and you can see here it's blurred. He like gives her the finger, like, "Go fuck yourself."
Oh, get out.
Yeah, he gives her the finger.
All right, cool.
And walks out the door.
Good for him.
Here's the question, man.
Okay.
All right. With the show is like, isn't the message sent constantly and consistently, be happy with yourself no matter who you are, no matter what shape you are, no matter what size you are, no matter who you are, be happy, be happy, be happy. But then the Oxygen, which is the woman's network, right? Is like, "All right, fatties, remember when you were fat and gross?
Right.
Trim down and go rub it in some fucking guy's face that you dated for 9 months."
Nobody actually believes that. That's just what they tell unattractive people to feel better about themselves.
Right.
What are you going to do?
I don't know what you can do.
Tell them something. Listen, I don't feel great about myself. I know it's not. I know why.
Why?
So I ride that fucking motorcycle. I feel I'm like James Dean on that thing. I pull up next to a fucking window, like a shiny storefront window, and I see what I actually look like. And it's like I just fat revenged myself.
God fat revenged you.
God fat revenged me. So it's like, I'm under no fucking allegiance. If I got to deal with it, I know.
I know too.
There's a different. You're in a different world, though.
Think so?
You can't compare yourself to, some of the people who really, because you're BQ, man. You like to play this card of that you're a troll, and
he's trying to steal my gig.
Yeah, but this, I don't know how. I don't know. I think that's just your ill brain, playing tricks on you.
No, it's since I took the leave from the fire department, I've seen a real decline in my physical state of being. I'm aware of it. On an Oxygen and ain't gonna tell me that I'm beautiful despite it. So what we can do? Got to face up to your fucking fat self.
Who would be at your dinner table? You like Oxygen's like, "All right, Brian, we're gonna pay for your 3-month course."
Who do I fat revenge?
Yeah, who's at the table?
I mean, I set up a full-length mirror. It's my own fault. I look at myself and I'm like, "Oh, you fucking idiot."
That's great television.
Yeah. You don't think that would be fucking... I'm arguing with myself.
Again, I think Oxygen would be horrified.
Yeah.
They didn't do a background check on this guy.
They're like, "All right, who do you want to fat revenge?"
He's really mentally ill.
Fat's gone to his brain.
Yeah, we can't exploit this guy. No, really no one. I don't think anyone's really made me feel bad about.
Yeah, I think you do more than enough good job on yourself, more than anybody else could.
Right. I mean, I gotta. Otherwise, somebody might call me fat, and the next thing you know, I'm working out for 3 months trying to get back at them. That was a really big topic on the Jenny Jones show before the Jenny Jones show went off the air. Was I used to be a geek? Look at me now. And I never really understood why they cared so much about. And these are women who are sometimes they were strippers, sometimes they were models, usually one of the two. And then it was some jerk off who made them feel bad about themselves in 7th grade, which is
those scars are deep, man.
They must run deep.
Those scars shape your whole life. I think those high school scars.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right, because I do anything that I remember about feeling bad about something usually came from high school years.
Really?
Yeah. Not being fat. I wasn't fat in high school, but other shit.
Scars could you possibly have? Then not in school.
What do you mean? Not in...
I don't recall you being the target of some harsh bullying, or you would have mental scars?
No. But there's I don't know. I don't think I ever talked about it on the show. I don't think I ever mentioned it to anybody. It was too scarring.
Sure you don't want to save this for fucking why, Brian?
I was just gonna say.
Fuck you too.
What, you got some shows to pimp later on the show? Or you're
What do you mean? Why Bry in Brea and Ontario, California, coming up on the 20th and 23rd? Why would I save them for them? No. I was in 8th grade. You remember Hoxie, my friend, yes. Hoxie. He was a good-looking guy, and he hung around with. I mean, come on, I'm gay, so what? We went roller skating one time, and this actually was really harsh. Yeah. Went roller skating one time, and I didn't know any of his friends. You know, he lived down South Jersey, and he had a couple friends who were girls who were pretty good looking. And at this point, I had like these big braces, these big silver braces, and I still wore glasses. And I think I might have had like a little bit of acne or something at the time. And I like skated up to him and talked to him, and he said the words.
You were still a caterpillar.
Still yeah. Am I not a caterpillar
at this point?
Oh, really? I butterflied and then went back to like...
You got back in a cocoon?
Yeah. Crawled back, came out a fucking disfigured moth. And he said the words. He goes, come on, man. He goes, I don't want to be seen with you.
What?
He said those words.
Where?
At the roller skating rink.
He said, "Come on, man."
He goes, "Come on, man." He
stop,
goes,
stop hanging next to me.
Yeah, I don't want to be seen with you.
What the frig, man?
Yeah.
Is that the last time you talked to him?
No, I talked to him after that, which is really strange. I know. Well, I hate myself, so anybody can shit on me, and it just, it's par for the course.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I do remember stuff like that. That was scarring. And then, of course, my entire childhood with my parents. But looks-wise, there was, I remember I was on the bus in 6th grade, coming from Red Bank, going back to Highlands, and there was this girl, Tracy Smith, who, no relation to Kevin, said something. We were talking, and then out of nowhere she just goes, "You're so ugly." Out of nowhere.
You were just talking normally? And,
yeah.
Like, hey, did you...
I wasn't even talking to her.
What'd you get in Red Bank? I picked up the new Police album, Synchronicity. It's really good. What'd you get? And, you're so ugly.
You get any new beats? That, I remember I was also one time, and I didn't even understand it. This is what was embarrassing at the time. I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, and I was walking home, and there's a public school, and then like a half mile away, there's a Catholic school, and we would cross paths with Catholic school people walking one way, public school people walking the other way. Right. And this girl came up to me, and I was just walking home with our friends, and she said, we're gonna have a play. It's Lassie. Do you want to be the dog?
No.
And at the time, I didn't understand. Like, I thought I was really like being handpicked. I was like a young Eddie Furlong, or I was probably in like 2nd grade. So I was like 7 or 8. Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. I was a senior in high school. I'm like, Mom, me play Lassie. Not understanding. Yeah. That she's like, "Oh, you're ugly.
You're a dog."
Yeah. Call a 2nd grader a dog.
Yeah, what a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
There was this, for a while, there's this apartment building on the top of my block that I grew up on that would occasionally be populated by, like, skells. Like, like lowlifes. They would move in for a year or two and they would move on. Like, they really brought down the neighborhood sometimes. But there was this group up there that moved in for, like, 2 years of these girls. They were sisters. And I'm not saying this just because of the story I'm going to tell you. Like, they looked like a sideshow freaks. Like, one of them, the main culprit of my antagonism was this woman named Andula, this girl named Andula.
Wow.
Who looked like, she was skinny and tall with a giant nose that hooked off her face and what appeared to be like a goiter on her neck. Like, greasy brown hair. Like, she was
I'm getting hard. Stop.
But anyway, one day I was walking. She had a sister. She had a fat ass sister. Here's some fat news for you. Named Diane. Anyway, and Andula.
Give us a thunderclap, Declan.
Fucking goddamn whores. Anyway, I would walk past the house and like they would just take shots at me. I don't know if they were doing it to everybody, but like, they did it to me. So one time Andula goes, I heard you ate worms, which was not true. And I was like, well,
there was no proof.
Suddenly I was like, right, there was no evidence. And I was like, suddenly, like, I mean, I must have been like 8. And I'm like, I mean, I'm trying to defend myself against this accusation. And I'm like, I didn't eat worms. What are you talking about? And she's like, nah, I heard you ate worms. And I was like,
now, how old is she? How old is she?
She was older than me. She's probably like 14.
Yeah.
So there was fucking, I didn't know what to do. It felt so horrible. I was like, does everybody think I eat worms? Like, why would I eat worms?
Is this around the neighborhood?
Yeah, is this what people are saying? So there was that. And, I just remember the third. I forgot all this shit, Walt, until now.
He's right, man. Those scars run deep.
They do. I mean, I forgot about it. I'm going to tell the one. All right, this is.
And if I don't see a fucking Photoshop picture of Q eating a spoonful of worms, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah. So this other time, this was the worst story until I just remembered the third story. I was like standing by a telephone pole on my street, and she comes over and she starts talking. Man, I don't remember what she was saying, but she was talking nice.
The same girl.
Same Andula. The cunt. The fucking cunt. And she goes up to me. She's talking nice. And then I know her. She just spits in my face.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then laughs and like runs away. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, this is horrible. This is no way to be.
I'm BQ.
I'm fucking BQ. Oh my God. Goddamn.
Everybody loves me.
Practical Joker.
You could Practical Joker her revenge.
If I could find her today.
Bring her, set her up at a dinner at a restaurant, and then you come sit down.
Hello, worm cunt.
If I knew where she lived today, Walt, I may run her over with my fucking car. It's probably a good thing that I don't, because this is the third story.
I'm going to assume it involves her.
It does. And her boyfriend, who was older, was like 18. And I walked past the building that this fucking skell-ass fucking apartment building. And I mean, this is a horrible story. And they were throwing rocks at a squirrel. And they hit the squirrel on the side of the building, and the squirrel fell down. And like they were just laughing.
They got him.
They got the squirrel. You know, so I waited till they went away. And dude, it's like I'm almost serious, almost about to cry. This is how horrible it was. And like I went over to check on the squirrel, and there was a baby squirrel nearby crying, like chittering and crying.
Oh no.
And I was like, well, this is fucking awful. So I scooped the mother up, and I put her in this. They had this car in the back of this fucking. It was of course it was an abandoned car in this fucking shithole thing. And I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, at least she's out of the sun. I can't do anything for the squirrel, but at least I can get her out of the sun. And I watched, and sure enough, the baby squirrel went to the mother and was like sitting there with her. So later on that day, I'm walking up the block, and the fucking boyfriend that was throwing the rocks starts fucking pointing at me and screaming and stuff. He's like, you put that fucking squirrel in my car? It wasn't his car. It was just a fucking car. The guy, he grabbed me by my neck. Like, and I was like, he picked me up by my neck. I'm 8. This guy was like 18. And he's fucking holding me by my neck, like up.
Sounds like you lived in Russia or something.
No, shit like this didn't really happen. It's fucked up.
Where you lived? This is Staten Island?
Staten Island. This is Staten Island. This was this fucking...
You put squirrel in my car, comrade? Now you pay.
Yeah.
Squirrel, worm eater.
Yeah, put it, and put me down, and that's really the only 3 memories I have.
Did the squirrel live, or
no?
Yeah.
The squirrel died. I always kind of hoped that the baby lived.
I'm sure the baby lived.
Yeah.
Let's just say it did.
Let's say it did. Yeah. What the fuck, though, right, Andula? You piece of shit.
If you know Andula,
let me know.
Yeah.
You still live on Staten Island.
Pass it on.
Looks like fucking Ichabod Crane in a greasy wig. Cunt breath. Fucking bitch.
Did you ever tell your parents about that kind of stuff?
I told about the picking up by the neck, and my mother went up there and fucking screamed at him for me. But I was embarrassed by that, too.
Yeah.
What did he say when your mama confronted him?
I don't remember that. Like, that's where I got tased. I mean, you're going back almost 30 years at this point, you know? So.
But it was, those are the kind of scars that make people want to get revenge on a TV show.
Shit in her mouth.
Yeah, here's the problem, though. It's not like I could go back to any of these people, like, bring them on, like, my fugly revenge, and then be like, how do you like me now? They'd be like, you're fucking even uglier now than you were then. Still ashamed to be seen with you.
They're just skating in a circle around you.
All right.
I'll be back.
I got to figure out a different revenge. But here's a fucking revenge I like to fucking read about.
All right.
Convicted rapist, which you're always happy, when you hear the word rapist, that convicted precedes it.
Right.
But collapsed after police told him he may have contracted HIV from the woman he assaulted.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. He was sentenced to 5 years and 4 months. This is in England for raping a woman while she slept unawares.
He was a sleep creep?
He was sleep creeping her, yeah.
Oh, shit.
He was arrested and interviewed and said he had been drinking heavily, taken cocaine and ecstasy, and could not recall the incident. Come on.
So he got AIDS.
Then he said his client had been using cannabis starting at age 9 and binge drinking at 11, moving on to cocaine and ecstasy in his early teens. Oh, it's not my fault I'm a rapist. I did drugs. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mosquito or sleep creep, it's all the same, right?
Yeah.
AIDS skeeto.
Yeah, how did she know she didn't get sleep creeped by a mosquito? Yeah.
Sal Volcano buzzed in the window.
Hi, y'all. I like this girl, too. This is when's the last time? I mean, Walt, I don't even know. I don't think you could possibly remember the last time. In fact, I may remember for you the last time you were completely wasted. Might have been 19. Remember I saw you by Welsh Farms that day and you were walking to Welsh Farms and you're like, I just want to get a ginger ale. I'm never going to drink again.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you the number of times I've said that, never going to drink again. And you hear that from other people. Right. And then of course they drink again, usually the next day. Yeah. Walt actually never drank again.
Oh man, it'd be weird to see Walt drunk, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
I don't think I ever. I mean, I know people say that, but I don't think I acted really any different than I do
really?
when I'm.
I don't recall that. Yeah, and I recall you acting differently.
Really, I mean, it's just not for me. I just feel, my body just feels weird, but my brain feels exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how other people feel.
I mean,
their brains must feel a lot better.
Just disconnected. Yeah.
Yeah. I just felt like my body just felt like off, like my motor skills are off, but my brain was exactly the same.
Oh, that's awful.
Why?
That's not why you drink. You drink to forget.
This girl was 22. She tried to storm the field at the University of Iowa, and of course she got arrested. She blew a .341 blood alcohol content.
Is that high?
Now, a .08 is legally drunk, you can't drive. So that would be a little bit better than, it's 4.25 times the...
Yeah, but it's still not that much, right?
4 times the legal drink.
The legal limit is 1 beer, though.
1 beer, really?
Yeah, so she had 4 beers in her system. Who gives a shit? That wouldn't even get me... that'd be the start of a buzz. I guess she is a girl in college, so...
But then she tweeted.
Oh?
Blew a .341 in jail. I'm going to get .341 tattooed on me because it's so epic. That sounds like a 22-year-old.
Yeah, that does.
Just went to jail. #YOLO.
Now she sounds like a genius.
I know.
Does that mean YOLO?
You only live once. When we, it's so sad. We were, Q and I were, when we went to do the Space Monkey show in LA with Sal.
Right.
And we were in the, what would you call it? The little area where you eat I don't know, the restaurant. It's not really a restaurant.
In where? The hotel?
The hotel.
The Admiral's Club?
Yeah, the Admiral's Club.
Right.
Oh, we were fancy.
We were fancy. It was a Ritz-Carlton, Walter, which is, as you know...
Or may not, judging by the look on your face.
Yeah, that doesn't ring a bell.
Fancy-ass hotel, but they have a lounge for highfalutin members of the hotel, of which
only certain people can get into.
Only
the
certain people.
And how did they let people?
I have a friend that worked at the hotel.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise,
that's how we got in.
Yeah, that's how we got into the hotel. But they basically have a food spread the entire day, and alcohol spread.
You would hate absolutely everything.
Yeah. Real LA.
You enjoyed it, right?
Sure.
It was good.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
It was free food though.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's more like hors d'oeuvre type stuff. It's not really like.
Yeah. Well, you could stretch it out.
Yeah, some stuff's pretty good. I mean, we did. We sat there for a while. And there was a group of middle-aged women, probably a little bit younger than us.
Yeah.
You actually said the funniest thing the entire weekend, funnier than anything we said on this show.
The cookies thing.
That was fucking funny. But these middle-aged women were talking about partying and what they were going to do that night.
Over the hill,
but like
Sex in the City shit.
Super average things that they're like.
They deserve to have some fun.
Oh,
too.
sure. Yeah. It's not about having fun. It's about like when you're like, and then we're going to go downtown and we're going to go shopping. YOLO. They just kept yelling fucking YOLO over and over. And it's not like, oh, we're going to go skydiving. We're going to fucking like, holy shit, I fucking just narrowly avoided getting mowed down on the 101. It's like, yeah, YOLO. It's like, after this, we're going to go for massages. YOLO. It was their fucking, what do I call that? Yeah, they couldn't get enough of it. And they were all sitting around, and Stacey Patella was with us. Very thin, petite Stacey Patella. Mm-hmm. And she goes over and gets... she
went over to get a cookie at the dessert.
Cookies as a dessert, and she's bringing them back. And Q looks up at her, and he goes, "Hey, honey, those are low-fat cookies, right?" And the looks on these women's faces, like, he said it just to like it, like
just to dig in, like I was yelling at my girlfriend to get like Diet cookies.
Yeah, and I mean, she's thin as a pin. It was fucking, their faces were priceless though. Like, how could she be with this fucking piece of shit?
They looked like
this worm eater.
I love the thing.
It was so genius in its fucking subtleness.
YOLO.
Yeah, here's a picture. And now she has more than 20,000 followers on Twitter.
Really?
Just because she fucking drank a bunch and then said YOLO.
Let me see her.
Yeah, I knew you'd like her.
She's 20. Sam 341. That's great. She's an idiot, huh? I like her. I like her gumption.
Yeah. YOLO, baby.
Yeah. Oh. YOLO, she's right.
Yeah. So anyway, you never got shamed, eh, Walt? No one ever... Yeah, no one was ever like, hey, ugly fuck, you want to play Lassie?
Times, but you know what? It didn't forge. I didn't allow it to forge my path. I didn't allow it to fester in my skull. I didn't allow it to matter.
Dark and twisted root in your subconscious.
Yeah.
There's nobody you want to get revenge on?
I mean. What, at a dinner table, just going like, "Yo ho, look at me, yo ho." What's it called?
YOLO. Yeah, you're at dinner with pirates. You're like, yo ho.
If I was going to exact revenge, it wouldn't be just by like, having someone look me over. I mean, my revenge is going to be a little bit more grisly.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like they'll never see that person again. And it's going to be on me.
I mean, if I really was going to get revenge, I mean, it would be, I'd like it to be, I wouldn't want it to be someone died. I just want them to be forever scarred by it, real scars, not the scars that you guys hold about fucking seeing. Fucking, if someone's selling you.
Go ahead, diminish fucking what affected us as children. After saying those are the scars that really matter.
Or someone said you ate worms. I mean,
yeah, that one is a little bit.
Well, it was a build up. I was building up.
I'm sure glad the audience at Wybright wasn't fucking waiting on that one. I'm sure glad they didn't pay for that story because it wouldn't be the punch in the gut Wybright.
And then what happened? Well, nothing.
We roller skated. I skated 3 feet behind them the whole time.
Yeah, I kept a respectful distance.
What are you going to do? Hi, I was on the seaside the other day. We were filming, and there was a guy wearing a Tell 'em Steve Dave t-shirt on the boardwalk.
I didn't know you were there.
Didn't know I was there.
Did you come up to him and give him the thrill of his life?
I saw the shirt. He saw me like it was like holy shit! I took some pictures with them. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But
you were there in a filming capacity, though.
Yeah, but we had done filming for the day. We were just wandering around checking it out, and I ran into him. That was good. That was cool, man.
That's cool.
That was a cool moment.
I liked watching Sal's face last week. He asked what our schedule was, like our shooting schedule.
Yeah.
And as we told him, we're like, Monday through Friday, basically 11 to 6. He looked at me as if like, what, you're fucking kidding me, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and guess you guys have a little bit heavier schedule.
Well, it's the shooting in a different place every day problem.
That's true. Yeah, we come
That's
to
what
the
it
same
is.
place every
You
day.
guys come here every day. You got here and at the studio where you do the podcast and stuff, and that's great. You have your occasional things. Like every day is a fucking new place for us, which adds a lot of problems. But it's almost over, Walt.
More money.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, not really more money.
No,
we just got the
just more
problems.
problems.
Yeah, we just got the problems. But we're done shooting next week. Then I have a full fucking 2 weeks off before we start shooting.
We've got to do Making Hay 3 during those 2 weeks
Yes.
interval.
That's great. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And record the vinyl cast too.
And the bonus pod.
Okay. So there goes my week off.
What the fuck? Can you just unplug this? I think it's the...
I think it's your
Oh, it's plugged into this. Okay. All right.
Hello.
Now we're rocking and rolling.
We should have an anniversary episode.
Yeah?
Sure, 4 years is a long time, man.
Okay.
No?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can't talk about that right now. I still want to do our pancake dinner. Walt had a great idea some time ago.
That'll be tough now.
Pancake dinner? Yeah.
Why would that be tough now?
Just time-wise, I think everyone's just stretched pretty thin right now.
You know what? You're right, because even I fucking... Like, I like doing I do like doing the show way more than the TV show. But when I knew we were doing it today, I was like, fuck, man, we just talk and make shit up. I asked people to ask questions. Walt, what would you do if you could go into Q's body for 48 hours?
I mean...
I would absolutely nothing, man. I'd go.
That's from Mikey Dumbface.
I would go no booze, no sodomy. I'd show him that it can be done.
But it's you and his body.
Right, but his brain. We're sharing it. I'm in his body, but his brain's not in. His brain's in there with me.
So I'm just watching horrified.
Well, you could do anything you want. You're sucking cocks right and left and shit.
I wouldn't do that. Like I said, no sodomy, Q. You'd be safe.
Sodomy.
But I'd show you though that it can be done. We'd say, you know what we do?
What's that?
We'd spend a nice evening at home, much to your torment, right? So all these girls would be calling. I'd be like, nope, just staying in tonight, gals.
But I want to give you sodomy.
Call me back in 48 hours.
I said I'm staying home, dummies.
Then I'd say, all right, Q, we're going to order in. We're going to get a pizza, just me and you.
All right.
But I'm not there. I'm just in your head talking to you.
So I'm just screaming in horror. The whole time.
And I'm like, shush, listen up, because then after pizza, we're gonna watch Everybody Loves Raymond for about 3 hours.
Okay.
Then it comes right into
That's not so bad.
a marathon of King of Queens,
now you're talking.
and then we hit the hay, and we never once think about sodomy
For two straight days.
And then when I leave your body, I exit.
I don't know.
You would immediately sodomize someone.
Show you how easy it was and how close you are.
You are
to
a weird
being
guy, Walt.
being a pure dude and getting into heaven with us.
I see. All right.
I don't want to see you. I don't want to look down on you when I'm up there and I gotta be.
He does enough of it here on Earth. You do enough of it here on Earth.
What's that?
Looking down on him.
But people are going to want to hear us pod in heaven. I don't want to have to do it without you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
God's favorite podcasters.
Oh, that's how we should bill ourselves. God's favorite podcast. Nobody steal that.
Can you imagine that people are up there?
Right.
They want to be able to take that comfort with them. That when I die, I'll still be able to listen to Tell 'em Steve Dave. But right now they can't take that because they know you. That 1/3 of us may not be there.
Wait, Brian's getting
too
it?
busy butt fucking all the time.
Brian can't get Brian. I think Brian's definitely been leading it a lot more straight and narrow than he has in the past.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
He said last episode that he's been sodomizing 4 times a week.
Yeah, but I think it's with his common law wife though.
Oh.
So
God accepts common law?
Does he?
Yeah, pretty much, I think.
But he's trying though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He's trying.
Okay.
I don't see any effort on your part. I don't.
You're right. You're right.
God's gonna look at that work he's done with that kid.
Right.
He's gonna be like, well,
all right.
He
tried.
He based a lot of humans in his life. But, he tried with this one to make up.
Right.
And I don't see that on you. I can't say that the same thing
No?
with you. The kittens ain't going to do it. The kittens are not going to be enough.
Come
to
on.
overcome all the transgressions you have.
Your half-assed attempt to save a squirrel.
It's deeds, not words.
Well, you know, what
It's
about...
lack of deeds when I get in your body, though.
I see.
That's the only way it's going to work. That's the only way it's going to happen for him is if you take over his body. Yeah.
So that's what I would do. 48 hours in Q's body, it would be the most boring 40 hours of his life.
Right.
But you know what? I'd show him it can be done.
Sure.
Teach him
and
a lesson.
Still have fun.
Yeah.
What happens to Walt's body while he's in mine? Is it in a coma somewhere?
Yeah, same as usual. It's just
just remains happily married.
It's on my couch.
Right.
You know, everybody thinks I'm watching Everybody Loves Raymond and the King and the Queen. I'm still.
You're off trying to fucking help
trying
Q.
to save my friend's soul.
All right. Good question.
Here's a good question, but I think everyone knows the answer to it. Local Comic Shop asks, do you guys think all the social media makes us a little too connected? People think you know you when they don't?
Oh, hell yeah, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, I did that Facebook, Walt.
Devil's Tool.
And I put one together
Tool of the sodomite.
because I found out something that I was missing. You know, none of my family lives around me anymore. One lives down in Washington, D.C., and another lives all the way on Long Island. My parents are in Pennsylvania, and I found out that they're all staying connected with the Facebook. So I was like, all right, let me create a thing and go on there and see what's going on. And I never post anything, but I do go on once a week and see what my family's up to. And it's just the same boring shit they've been doing their entire existence. It's the same thing.
Well, I mean, they don't have the life of a true TV celebrity. They don't. I mean, they do. I mean, that's what normal people do, Q. They do the same things over and over again. They go to work, they come home,
right?
They spend a little family time, they go to sleep, and they do
watch
it all
Everybody
over
Loves
again.
Raymond.
Yeah.
They do it all over again. That's what the normal person does. That's why you think it's boring.
So then has everybody too connected then?
He's an adrenaline junkie, this guy.
But like you're saying that, like, what are the same things they do? Like, oh, they went, you know, what's an example of your family members doing the same thing?
You know.
And you're like, wow, I'm glad I don't have that life.
What loses?
No, I don't mean it like
You're
that.
embarrassed to be a queen right now.
I'm thinking about changing my name.
Nothing. It's just
Why aren't you guys sodomizing each other?
I was just.
What's one thing you read where you're like, pfft?
No, nothing that I didn't read anything that I was like, pfft. I was just like, it's. I don't think it's doing too much in terms of keeping people overconnected.
You don't think it is?
I don't think so. It seemed like I was just in touch with my family. You know what I mean? Like, it just seemed like his pictures of the kids doing this and that. It was just the same shit they did when they lived here. You know what I mean? It was like just hanging out with my family over the computer.
Right.
So.
That's much better to me than real life. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know, but then you get girls.
This podcast has done a lot of harm in terms of making people think they know us. Not harm. I don't know if that's the right word.
It's definitely contributed to people thinking they know you more than they do.
And they do, I guess, you know, when they hear certain stories or personality traits. I think it's the way people became, I think, engaged with the show.
That's good, isn't it?
It is good.
Yeah,
it is good. I used the harm and that was the poor choice of words.
We're still feeling out this whole social media thing, Walt. Although, like that girl who ran on the field, what's her name? Drunk Sam 314.
Oh,
YOLO.
Yeah,
YOLO girl.
YOLO girl.
Actually, hold on.
What's it? You got any other questions?
Oh yeah, there's lots of questions. You want to answer more questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure we fully grasped that one, but let's move on.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of dopey stuff here.
Yeah.
People are asking about making Hey 3, which we answered.
Did you see somebody made a Scooter Dude account?
What's that?
Did you see somebody made a Scooter Dude Twitter
No,
account?
I didn't see
You
that.
didn't see that?
Nah, I didn't see that.
Pretty funny, man. Hold on.
Okay, here you go. Walt, what do you think of Lucas Cage being played by a white man?
Oh, Luke Cage is being Luke Cage is being played by a white man?
I'm assuming so.
It's not as if that's probably the first time in cinematic history that switcheroo has been done that way.
Yeah, usually it's the other way around.
Or a character who's always been black will now be played by a white actor.
That's stupid.
Right? What? I mean, what? Why? I mean, is it
because that's a character defined by the fact that he's black.
Nick Fury played by Samuel Jackson.
That's fine though. That's not a character who's defined by their blackness. Like all of his stories came out of the fact that he was black in the 60s and 70s, wasn't
Yeah.
it? I mean, that's...
but it does seem strange that that's the character you're going to do this switcheroo on. Is there a character a black character you can point to that isn't defined by color of their skin? I mean,
that's a good question. There's a Falcon.
Because, like you say, it's always in their name.
Those early stories of the Falcon, he was all about like, I'm not Whitey's left hand. I'm my own man. Like it was definitely
right.
He was definitely more rights conscious in those early Captain America stories. Yeah, I think in the new Captain America movie with the Falcon, I don't think you'll see any of that kind of characterization, though.
Cloak and Dagger, maybe? Cloak?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you could make him white. I don't think people
that's a good pull.
Yeah.
Everybody's going, who the fuck is Cloak? One of the most fucking obscure characters in the Marvel Universe. But
people should be impressed by my,
your comics knowledge?
Yeah.
That's very impressive. I found that always impresses everybody.
Yeah, no. Actually, I was driving along.
90% of his sodomy is due to fucking his comics knowledge.
I was on my motorcycle in Manhattan the other day, and I got surrounded by a motorcycle gang.
Like a tough gang?
Well, I don't want to say the name of the gang in case they are tough, but they were called the Brooklyn something.
Whatever.
They're Brooklyn Peeps.
Sodomites.
Right? And they were all like driving along. They all had the leather vests on with the patch on the back, Brooklyn Peeps. And they were all like, they took glee.
Were they all black guys?
Yeah, black.
So they were on
Puerto
sport
Rican
bikes.
guys. Yeah, they were on sport bikes. Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were running lights and weaving through traffic inappropriately. Yep, doing wheelies and stuff like that. And they were so impressed with themselves. Like they were all like, they would stop at red lights and like shake their heads at each other and high five and fist bumps. And I was like, what a bunch of fucking cheese dicks. Now, I don't know. That's why I don't want to name them, just in case they're not cheese dicks. No, that's not their actual name. Because they might not
Brooklyn
be cheese dicks. Yeah, Brooklyn cheese dicks. And I was like, you know what? I should start a fucking motorcycle gang that's the opposite of that. Like the 4 Color Demons or something like that. That's
and everyone's like you stop at a red...
Comic book nerds. Like we follow the rules, you know what I mean? We get together, we'll get the patches made. Something, we just get together once a month to talk comics and shit like that, Guys with Vespas could get in.
Oh, you don't even have to ride a motorcycle?
Yeah, not really.
What's a Vespa?
It's
like a scooter.
Pussy motorcycle.
Is it 3 wheels and the two in the front?
No, that's a spider.
No.
Right, that's called.
Is a spider bad? If I got a spider, would I be bad?
Usually, I mean, you're better than a scooter, but it's usually older guys who like used to ride, but like had a hip replaced or something that can't really ride anymore. But you would be accepted. Like that's way better than a scooter.
Yeah,
Vespa or whatever.
Oh, sure.
But it doesn't take no skill to keep it up, though.
Nah, not really.
Probably not. No.
I mean, if that's what you start out with, you might not get much respect.
But you got your motorcycle helmet right there.
I know. Respect is not a key for me. Like it's not something I strive for.
But see, I think that in the 4 Color Demons, you would be like,
I'd be what's
mad props, bro.
I'd be like a general.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
See,
I gotta have a motorcycle to join the gang, don't I?
Yeah.
You can ride on mine with me.
No, you could own the clubhouse. You could run this would be like the clubhouse, so you get like mad respect. We got to come up with like a logo and get it put on a leather patch. That's what I'm doing. I've started my own motorcycle gang.
None of this is happening. Right?
Why don't you join a real? I mean, in all seriousness, why wouldn't you join a real motorcycle gang? They would love to have you.
The fire department actually has a like.
I'm talking about like one of those.
If there's one thing that
that would give you like where people would be like blown away and like would be like
Hell's Angels.
Yeah, something that would really.
1%ers love attention like that,
right?
I'm pretty sure you actually have to do shit to get in that. I don't want to be involved with that.
Oh yeah, but like, tell me how like impressive it would be if you came back from vacation.
Oh, I have like a tear tattooed on the corner of my eye. That'd be fun. My Facebook updates would be fucking phenomenal.
YOLO.
Yeah, man. Talk about like respect. Talk about like blowing people away. Yeah. Talk about like street cred.
I think you got to do bad things to do that. I really don't want to do bad things. Sodomy, with aside, I really don't want to do bad things.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
Yeah,
You gotta do bad things. What you mean, like beat people up?
Yeah.
Deal drugs, beat people up. Like I read a
They
book.
can't just let you go because you're just to have
Like an honorary member?
Give them a
They
pass.
can't- because you're somewhat of a celebrity. They can't be just like give you like.
Just like, guys, come on. I mean, I can't be getting in this kind of trouble.
It's good business
No.
for you guys if I'm in.
No, you know what? I'm happy with the 4 color demons, bro.
Quinn hopes to legitimize the Hells Angels.
Bro, I mean, you'd be the Mac Daddy.
I don't think so.
If you were a fucking Hell's Angel. Oh, yeah.
I don't think
be.
I would be.
Oh, hell yeah.
To who?
To all those motorcycle chicks and other chicks.
Oh, yeah, and all the fucking, he's getting all the old ladies and shit. And the fucking.
You, man.
Yeah?
You're crazy, man. That would be like.
First off, he would.
A former fireman.
Well, I don't drive a Harley.
A current
Right.
Hell's Angel.
Sure.
You're on TV.
Right.
I don't know if there's any legs that would ever close for you. With all that stuff going on.
All the sodomy, huh?
Oh.
But you haven't been to prison.
Haven't been to prison, and I drive a Triumph.
You have to change the bike, I guess, to join the group. I don't
I
know.
like my bike, though.
Yeah, you might-
See, that's what I'm saying. In the 4 color demons, we will take fucking anybody.
Nobody's gonna fuck a
no one's
4-color
gonna care
demon.
about that. They're gonna.
I disagree. All right.
I mean, unless they're fucking them already and they're unaware that you're in the 4-color
If you could
demons.
fucking quiet down, you could hear fucking get 'em registering 4colordemons.com right now.
I'm gonna get it before we drop
Yeah,
this
we should do
episode.
it. I'm doing
Yeah.
this, man. I'm doing this.
Okay.
I'm getting that fucking patch made.
All right, I'll put it on
Wolf,
my
can
jacket.
you draw me a patch? Please.
Let me do it.
Here's one for you. Alicia Vickery, who used to update cleavage shots on Facebook years ago.
really?
Yeah, pretty girl. What's one thing you've never done that others have? For example, I've never been on a plane.
Let me see the picture of it.
There's no picture of her on this.
Yeah.
I would have to go and look. It
Many
would take
things
two.
for me. It's just like the list is endless.
I never went, which I was going to do, but then never did skydiving. Yeah, there's like a long list of shit that I haven't done.
Oh, yeah.
Skydiving, though, I decided I wasn't going to do it after I went, after I did the bungee jump
Yeah.
in
You
New
got sick,
Zealand.
right?
Oh my God. I was sick for hours and hours after that, throwing up and shit. Too much spinning.
I loved it. I was good.
Did you go spinning? Like, did you spin around and
A
stuff?
little bit. That was my
Did you have
favorite part.
Did you
The
have somebody
free
on your
fall.
back?
Yeah, you had to.
Yeah.
First time. Tandem, it's called. It was great. I told him.
Gay, also. They did a free fall in a 69.
Pulling the cord meant something else.
It was pretty awesome. I told him, like, I want, like, because
video of it?
They joke around. I didn't want that. I didn't want video, and I didn't want him, like, talking through it because I wanted to feel like I was alone. You know what I mean? Like how my uncle used to creep in. Be real quiet. So I didn't get video, and I had and everybody else that in the group, Sal went with us, got the video, and they all afterwards said that it was kind of ruined. I had the foresight. Like, it was kind of ruined by, like, somebody in front of you, like, staring at you the whole time.
Yeah.
So it went pretty, and I got to go last because I didn't have a video. So I really had the sky to myself. It was great.
How scary was it?
It was, after I landed, I said it reminded me of the first big fire I went to that I had to go in the building. I was like, it feels like something you should not be doing. Like that first step off the plane is fucking insane. It's insane.
I don't know how you could do it.
It was nuts.
I really don't know how you could do it.
But then once you get through and you're free falling, you don't free fall for
There's
that
nothing
long.
you could do at that point.
No, it's great. But then you can pretend you're Superman or some shit like that. You just zooming through clouds. It's cool. It was fun.
That's what you were doing? You're pretending you were Superman?
At one point, yeah, definitely. That's what we do in the 4-color demons, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is going to catch on. I can feel it.
This is the last thing I wanted to talk about because I thought this was kind of funny.
All right.
It goes hand in hand with like everybody being offended at shit lately. Here's the you can add this person to the list of people that are offended. The guy who invented the guy who invented the like foam we're number one finger was outraged by what's her name's
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus's performance. Yeah, Steve Kemlar. I guess he's 60 now, but he was in high school or something or college when he developed this thing, and I think they used it once or twice. And from then on, I guess other companies then were like, hey, we should make a fucking foam finger.
Sure.
So this guy's never seen a dime from it.
That sucks.
But he's offended and says that that's not what he meant it for, and that she's brought a new level of shame to the number one finger, the number one foam finger. Which I say like hasn't. That's what I was going to say. Haven't sports fans for decades now been bringing shame to the number one foam finger?
This guy sounds like a real fucking loser.
Yeah, especially if you're 59 and like you're offended by that. She took an honorable icon that is seen in sporting venues everywhere and degraded it. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, sporting venues are constantly degrading something or another. He invented it in 1971, wearing it to cheer on his high school basketball team at the Iowa State Championships.
I mean, dude, come on. You invented the foam finger. Like, calm the fuck down. You can cure cancer.
Fortunately, the foam finger has been around long enough that it will survive this incident, Kemmler says. And as for Miley Cyrus, let's hope she can outlive this event and also survive. Yeah.
Jesus
okay. I think she'll be all right.
I mean, his idea was taken and done. Something was done with it that he didn't approve of. Why is that so hard to imagine now?
Calm the fuck down, as Q says.
But maybe she bastardized his one great invention.
Mm-hmm.
She rubbed it,
which he was too fucking stupid to like to copyright it. Yeah, so he didn't even make a dime from it. I'll tell you what, I'm happy for this guy because without him, maybe Miley Cyrus would have never done that little routine. We would have all missed out.
Was it like truly?
You didn't see it?
No.
You know what? You saw it, Walt, right?
I didn't see it.
Oh, I thought I showed you.
But from what I can gather, though, wasn't this, like I said earlier, we were talking about the Super Bowls. Wasn't the Super Bowl thing far more offensive?
Walt wants to press charges against Justin Timberlake.
Still?
Right? That's his name? Well, if he had a good point, though, I got to say.
Really?
He says if Janet Jackson is saying it wasn't intended.
Right.
And she had no idea it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Isn't it then sexual assault? Like he ripped her fucking titty cup off?
I guess.
Right?
I mean, is that what he intended to do? What's his side of the story?
I thought he said that that he didn't mean to do it.
Okay, well, then
and she didn't. Well, I mean, I think they were saying that because of the fallout afterwards.
Right.
And it wasn't too long ago that they figured out, and it took like 10 years to figure out that they were never going to go through with the fines anyway. No fines were ever paid for that.
Well, I mean,
why? Well, what's finable then? If that's not finable, what is? I'm at home.
I don't know.
I'm watching
Go ahead.
The Super Bowl. That should not be on the television.
A titty?
No, no.
Titty.
If I'm watching HBO, I have no reason to argue that I may see a tit pop up. But if I'm watching network TV, I'm watching football. I should not have to worry about what comes on the screen now.
Are you worried for you or for who you're watching it with?
Both.
You don't want to see a titty?
Not when I'm watching football.
Ooh.
It has no place.
Really?
Sure.
Not
Titties
Not
always
there.
have a place.
Cheerleading is different.
Okay.
Covered up.
Covered up titty?
Yeah, it's covered up. There's no...
NFL, that's an outdoor league, right?
There's no way, shape, or form, though, that I should have to be concerned to have my hand on the fucking remote control to turn off the NFL football.
In case a titty pops up. That I agree with.
Sure.
You shouldn't be turning it off.
No, but I shouldn't have my finger under control, like, in anticipation of it.
You're watching football alone, and there's a chance a titty pops up.
Right.
That's going to upset you?
I would be like, why does this have to be everywhere? Why does it have to be everywhere?
Oh,
you
man.
go to a
It's
channel.
It's not nearly enough places for my
You
liking.
go to the channels. You go to your Showtimes. You go to your Cinemaxes.
Go ahead.
You want to see that stuff? Go ahead, man. But on national TV,
Right.
on a network like ABC, NBC, or Fox,
In the United States.
I should not have. I'm watching football. That should be no chance on earth.
You want it to just be about football.
Right.
Yeah, the closest to TNA I want to see is the cheerleading, where it's covered up.
Well, if their titty pops out accidentally.
Fine. Fined. Like, you get fined.
You get fined?
Those costumes should be slip free. Those costumes should never have malfunctions.
But what's wrong with a titty?
On television when I'm watching football? It's fine, dude. If you want, like I said, that there is a place for that on your television set. There's plenty of that on your cable.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you're paying for your cable for.
For tit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have to be everywhere.
And my neighbor's windows.
Yeah, I guess if it's just your,
there should be
it's
zones.
A personal threshold.
There should be zones that there've always been those zones
in the United States.
Right. Well, fuck the rest of the country. Who cares? I mean, the rest of the world. I don't care.
Tell him, Steve Dave. Yeah. There you go.
Why am I worried about fucking like all these other countries? I'm sure they have no problem. And plus, all those other countries. Kids are seeing tits from on TV from a very early age. It's not a big deal.
That's right.
But in America,
we're shocked when we see a titty.
Titty shock.
Yeah, you go into a state of titty shock. I agree.
I like titty shock.
Fuck it, man. Yeah.
But it's not even worth seeing. At that point, is it even titillating at all?
It's not.
Right? Is it even worth seeing?
It's not.
That was not a good looking titty with that weird nipple ring on it. That sun thing, it looks strange.
But it doesn't. Even if it was the best looking one in the world, it's so fast and so jarring and so out of context. It's not. It's not even in a sexual way. You're seeing it.
Right.
It's not. It doesn't do anybody any good. Nobody.
There you go.
Not even a pervert like you.
Yeah.
Tell him, Steve. Dave.
There we go.
Pervert like you.
Nice. Good one, boys.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.